Well, good evening, and once again, welcome to another edition of mtowntonight.com Thursday Night Live. I am your host, Mr. Darnay, coming live from Memphis, Tennessee, as I always do each and every Tuesday and Thursday night, coming to you with information that hopefully can be helpful and beneficial not only to you, but those around you. Today is August the 31st, 2017. And we're going into the last hour of the 31st day of August, getting ready to go off into the month of September, getting ready to celebrate Labor Day this up and coming Monday. And we've got some good stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to give some major shouts out to some people that definitely deserve it regarding the Houston, Hurricane Harvey Houston situation. There's a lot of people that are really, really coming forth and bringing a lot of help to the table, a lot of funds to the table. And it's a beautiful thing when you see Americans come together as Americans, as human beings in a time of crisis. That's the beautiful part about this country that we overshadow sometimes and overlook with all of our other personal issues. We fail to realize sometimes that in a major crisis, or any crisis for that matter, Americans always come together to help each other. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but right now we're going to sit back. I'm going to bag up for a minute, and as I always do, I'd like to say congratulations to those that made it through the day, that are able to be here tonight to talk with, to sit back and listen to me. Hopefully all of your objectives and your goals that you had for today were accomplished, and if the good Lord has blessed you for another day tomorrow, I salute you and say, Black Syndicate Entertainment, the R&B company, the hip-hop company that's producing the tracks that you hear in the background for my videos. I say thank you to once again to you gentlemen for keeping it tight, bringing me something that I can really groove to and sit back and allow to play in the background and kind of give a little vibe to my show. We've gotten a lot of feedback from the songs that we play in the background of our video, and if you need to get in contact with them about music, song development, or anything of that matter, go to the website www.mtowntonight.com and look up the Black Syndicate webpage on my website, Black Syndicate Entertainment. Communicate with them via email. They'll respond back to you, and hopefully they can get you something hot like they give to me. So for right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to step away for one moment to take the edge off of the day just a little bit, pick up on some things, check up on some things, and I'll be right back with you here shortly. All right. As I said, it's Thursday. It's the last day of the month of August. We're on the back end of the year of 2017. And we've had a lot going on this year. It's been a hell of a year, and we're going into the back end of 2017, and hopefully the goals and objectives that you have tried to accomplish and set as goals first part of the year, January, hopefully you were able to get most of those things done. We're going into the 9th month of the year, which means we basically have 3 months left, the holiday season, and we all know how that goes, how that works itself out. Nothing but hustle and bustle, basically, from really Halloween all the way up to the first of the year. You got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving coming behind that, and then you've got Christmas, of course, and then New Year's, and then we start it all over again. What a hamster wheel. What a hamster wheel. But it's a part of the life that we live as human beings, and we have to find the good in each and every part of it as best we can. So that's what we try to do. And it can be a little troublesome sometimes. It can be difficult sometimes finding that silver lining, considering all of the stuff that's going on in the world today. But we have to do the best we can as human beings and keep ourselves humble to the fact that we know that with a little hard work and some determination, we can do what we need to do, provided that we do everything that we need to do it. Making the right decisions and trying to make the right connections with those people that we need to make connections with. And if we don't do that, then we stagnate ourselves in doing so. All right. Shouts out to Black Syndicate once again. Thank you, gentlemen, for a tight track, the promo track for my videos. I really appreciate you guys. You've given me about 3 or 4 different tracks to use, as you can hear, and I talk with them, and they listen and watch the show naturally, and they tell me, why don't you use some of the other tracks? Well, I do, but that's one of my favorites, so I tend to use that one most of the time. So shouts out to Black Syndicate Entertainment for thinking about me and making sure that I stay bumping as I come on these videos to my people and talk. Okay, pardon me one second. You know, real briefly, when I take my sip of my cocktail, I've had viewers to respond in email and say, "What's that you're drinking?" And you shouldn't be drinking on the camera. Well, to the first question, what am I drinking? Usually, I'm drinking a little cognac. That's what I drink. For the most part, Remy Martin, Cavassier. I'll even drink some E&J VSOP brandy. Whatever I'm drinking, it's the best of whatever I'm drinking. If it's brandy, it's the best of brandy. If it's cognac, the best of cognac, vodka, and so forth. But that's neither here or there. To that to that individual that sent the email in stating that I shouldn't be drinking. Well, first of all, let's look at it this way. We're all adults here. My show necessarily is not catered to your younger generation, meaning people that are below 21 years of age. Even though I welcome them all to look at the videos, I just try to stay in an adult contemporary area. You know, for those people that are viewing me, most of those people are 26 plus as far as age, 26 or higher from what the demographics show me. So to that I say this: we're adults here. And I'm at home in my home setting, in my own office, in my own space, and I'm not putting anybody at risk here. And that's just my way of taking off the edge of the day from a hard day's work of trying to make sure my family is happy and secure, as I'm sure most of you that are viewing me, if not all of you, try to do as well. And we all have our ways of taking the edge off of the day, meaning being able to come home and unwind and say, "Phew, that's over." So that's what that's all about. Um, to you Houstonians down in Houston, Texas, I have been watching the news, keeping up with the news forecasts and the news and different things from different outlets and venues. And let me say one thing I've seen that's constant. You all are dynamite down there in helping people out. This takes nothing away from the people of Louisiana, because people of Louisiana came together as well. But with regards to Houston and how you all are able to help each other and get through this crisis. And people from all over the country and the world that are flocking down to Houston, Texas, and I think Lubbock, Texas, and Port Arthur. Shout out to my favorite all-time rap group, UGK, Bun B. RIP to Pimp C, Bun B. I go salute you, brother. I saw your interview on TMZ the last night. I've heard about and read about what you've got going on with regards to your I think it's a telethon that you all are putting together. And I've always been a big fan of yours as UGK, the Underground Kings, coming out of Port Arthur, Texas, which has been dramatically affected by Hurricane Harvey as well. So I salute brother Bun B, and keep up the great work, man. Keep up the great work. That's the type of energy that we need and will always need to fuel the fire of being able to help each other as Americans and as human beings. So salute to Bun B of getting things going. As I say, he's a native of Port Arthur, Texas. Port Arthur, Texas, and they put Port Arthur, Texas on the map. If you ask me, I never heard of Port Arthur until I heard my boys from Port Arthur, Texas. So salute to you once again, brother, and everybody that's out here that is giving, that is doing anything and everything that they can to make things happen in Houston, to make things better. They need it down there. They need it. They need it. That brings to topic to the discussion of the topic tonight, as I kind of touched over on it Tuesday night, and that is philanthropy, the giving of one's money to further a cause or to better a situation. And we have philanthropy all over the United States, all over the world. People give away money and donate money. I don't want to say give away, but they donate money all the time to their favorite charities and causes. And philanthropy is something, per my understanding, that you're not looking for a kickback on what you are donating. You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart so that you can see whatever that it is that you're donating your money to grow, develop, maintain, so forth. And we recently had some entertainers here that donated money, or Kevin Hart, and I think Kevin Hart donated 50,000. He issued the challenge, and Chris Brown and DJ Khaled and other people donated money, just to name a few. Um, and that's good, and that's good. And it's their money that they're donating, so I am in no position to say how much they should donate. But I can say this. Why does it always take a crisis to do certain things? Why shouldn't we, or why don't we sit down at the table? Those of us that are of means, that have means, why don't we sit down at the table and try to do these type of things on a regular basis? This is what we need to do. This is how we need to handle things. There's going to be a ton of money flowing in and out of Houston, Texas within the next 10, 15, 20 years. Pardon me. There's no secret to that. They're going to have federal money. They are going to have donations from all over the world. There will be an abundance of money coming through Texas within the next 10 to 20 years regarding this storm. The rebuilding of infrastructure here and there and getting everything back in place. And it's going to take years to do it. Hell, there are some things that are still going on from Hurricane Katrina, and that was 12 years ago. We're on the anniversary of that. We're dealing with the anniversary of Katrina with Harvey. And there's still areas suffering in New Orleans. Per my understanding, per some of the videos, Harvey looks just as bad, if not worse, than Katrina. which means that there will be a recovery effort long term. FEMA has already said that they're going to be in Houston, Texas, or in Texas for years dealing with this issue. Money will be flowing in and out of Texas to deal with this matter. They've already stated that considering that refineries, oil refineries, are not able to produce oil enough or quick enough to make it turn it into gas or whatever the case may be, there's a strong possibility that gas prices will be going up nationwide. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's a third of the country's gas and oil is coming from that part of the country. So definitely there's going to be some type of effect to that. And we have to look at that. And that goes back to our budgeting of ourselves, of our monies. Some of us are not able to be able to provide or give in droves the type of money that we would want to give to a particular cause, such as Hurricane Harvey. You give what you can. It's from the heart. But when we're talking with those mega stars, those people that have the overabundance of wealth to give, it should be more than the few that I've heard about that are donating money. It should be way more than that. It should be way more than that. And quite frankly, if I may say this myself, I mean, if you're worth 50 million and you give 25,000, I mean, really? I'm one of those type of persons that, I try not to major in minor stuff. I don't talk big and do little or do small. If I talk big, I do big. Okay. So what I'm saying is those people that have the means that are giving these small amounts of money respectfully, why couldn't it be $1 million? We have seen how you entertainers, athletes, actors, actresses have spent tons of money on personal things, millions of dollars on walls and paintings and all of these things. But yet and still, when it comes to these other things, all of a sudden, we're going to donate this. That's the problem. And then in most cases, you want a kickback. Now, you're not going to get a kickback, maybe a tax write-off donating to Hurricane Harvey or anything of that nature. You'll get some type of tax kickback or offset. There's nothing wrong with that. That's business. We understand that. But true philanthropy comes in when you're putting your money out there for the purpose of that money benefiting whatever it is that you're doing, and you're not looking for anything back from it. You're not expecting a profit. And that's really what we need to do. Giving monies to causes for crisis and disasters and things, hey, that's well respected. But when it comes down to giving money for things that matter as well, such as education, feeding people, creating infrastructure in neighborhoods, building new neighborhoods, that's where the money should be going as well. Because that's what's going to have to happen here in Houston. It's going to have to be some real things done. Some neighborhoods are going to have to be rebuilt. Excuse me. Some neighborhoods are going to have to be rebuilt and torn down, started over from scratch. Once you get water damage, water damage is rough. You're dealing with sheetrock and molding and all of this stuff, and you can't just paint over this stuff. You have to replace it. So there's going to be some money flowing in and out of Texas for the rebuilding process of what's going on. And people are going to be giving away money, donating money. They're going to need it. The federal government should spend at all costs. I'm one of those people that believe that the federal government, no matter what happens, if it's a natural disaster as such, there should be no cap on what is given to a state, a city, when it comes to rebuilding. We can rebuild and come up with monies to do everything that we want to do in this country. But it's always when it's time to do something of major proportion, that's really going to be beneficial and helpful, do we get the penny pension? And we can't do that. And President Trump, you're going to have to come to the table and bring it on, sir. Now, Joel Osteen, who he says that, the church is always open. I can believe that. I can believe it's always open. But were they accepting people? That's another story. And after so much criticism, he finally had to open his doors. Well, why did he finally have to open them if they were already open? He said that there was flooding in the basement. That may be true. There were videos of people that were at the church. I think they were outside the church or in the parking lot showing no flooding. Well, that doesn't mean that there was no flooding in the basement. Per my understanding, through his words, there had already been, if they had some flooding there in 2001 or something like that. So they had made some adjustments and different things. And even with this particular storm, they still had some flooding. So they didn't want to put people in a non-safe environment, per him. That may be true. I'm not in a position to say he's lying or not. I could also believe that he didn't want his carpet messed up too. I can also believe that he really didn't want all of that going on in his mega church. Not to this magnitude. It's one thing to have it open for the homeless people that are coming in, straggling in off the street. But to have 30,000, 15, 20,000 people in a 17,000 capacity auditorium or whatever you want to call it, church, 17,000 people, if I'm not mistaken, is the capacity. And there's no telling, you're probably going to have anywhere between 20 to 25,000 people trying to get in there just for shelter. You really didn't want that many people in that church like that. Because there's going to have to be some renovations done, some things done after this event, after these people leave. Those costs are going to have to be incurred. There are going to have to be some things redone. Fine, that's part of it. So I understand if he didn't want these bodies in his church, considering the fact of what may happen with regard to him having to do repairs or whatever afterwards, I can see that. Of course, he's not going to admit that, but I can see that. I can see that. I don't say that that's not saying that it's right, because that church should have been open way ahead of time. I don't care if he did have flooding in the basement. He should have just told people. See, we don't give each other enough credit. He should have just told people, or he could have had a barrier up and said, hey, we've got flooding in our basement, but you're more than welcome to be upstairs here, and we've got a security team, or we've got whatever here, got this blocked off. No one can go here. This is off limits. It's already bad down there, but this area is available. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. But, he had a few days to think about what his response would be. And when they did finally interview him, he was just as clear as a bell. He didn't stutter. And he did it with a smile, as he always does. But I'm glad you held him accountable. I'm glad we were able to put the pressure on him to let him know, hey, man, you've got 17,000 people popping up in that church every week, dude. You're taking a hell of a tithe up, dude. Open the door. Let people in. So I'm glad they were able to twist the knob of pressure a little bit on Mr. Osteen so that he could get those doors open and get to the people, give the people that need that space the opportunity to get themselves together. Excuse me. I have associates, friends, family in the Texas area. Everything's going fine to the degree of everybody's in good physical shape. Nobody's physically hurt. But it's up here in situations like this. People will be devastated. People are going to be mentally devastated with this. So they need to be able to know that they are going to be able to lean on people because they're going to have to, unfortunately, in some cases. Some of those people will be okay financially. They'll make the bounce back. They'll cut their losses. They'll evaluate the situation. They'll make their changes in life and make the adjustments, and they'll move on. Some people, it's going to mess them up for life to the degree where they're going to deal with this, the recovery of this in their own personal life for years. Some people are still trying to deal with Katrina that came from New Orleans, that moved either to Memphis or wherever, and still trying to get a grip. So these things are going to take place. These things are going to take place. The people that are out here putting monies together to help and fund anything that's going on in Houston, I say, I salute you. We salute you. It's just one of those things as human beings that we have to look at. You put your own personal differences aside when you see a fellow human being suffering. That's why I'm not big on TV shows that show a lot of suffering. Now, I can watch a television show that's based on a story, and a plot. But when you're getting off into reality TV of people suffering, losing their jobs or divorce or whatever, I'm not big on that type of stuff because I like to see people happy. I know you can't be happy in your entire life at all times, for the most part, as they say, but you can try. And you definitely can put yourself in situations where you don't create unhappy situations for yourself. So I'm not big on seeing a lot of unhappiness. I'm not big on that. A lot of people are. It sells tickets. It brings ratings to television. Crisis, all of this stuff brings ratings to television. Likes and all of this type of stuff that this world is spinning around on there. We're so detached from reality that likes are important. And we need to get away from that. We need to get away from that. So we're dealing with a situation in the country where we've got a major catastrophe that has affected a big state in our country, of probably the biggest state. And, I think Texas is, if it's not the biggest, it's one of them. It's the top three, I would say. Big state, big, wide state, flat land for the most part. Houston is flat. And you've got a lot of water that they're dealing with. They're dealing with the Gulf of Mexico. That's the Gulf coming in like that, man. And prayers and meditations and kind hearts and wishes go out to family, friends, and extended family and friends that are in Texas that are dealing with this issue. My brother-in-law is a native of Dallas. Well, he's a native Memphian, but he and his family live in Dallas now. And we just checked on them a little while ago. They're in Dallas. They're okay. Other brother-in-law, he's an adjuster. He's an insurance adjuster. So respectfully, he travels here and there naturally. If I'm not mistaken, he's in a certain part of Texas right now, dealing with that from the professional standpoint of his job. But he still sees the destruction and devastation. He still can be affected. I mean, when you see stuff like that, you know what I mean? Despite the fact of it being a job, when you see suffering like that of people, you just don't like it. It hurts. But you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. And for those people that have reached down in their pockets and given hard-earned money to these situations, to these organizations, I salute you. I salute you. All I said, and the way I feel about it, considering the means that you have, could have been a little bit more. Could have been a little bit more, I think. That doesn't take away the great thing that you did. I just think, I mean, me personally, if I was worth 50 million, 25,000 wouldn't be enough for me. 50,000 wouldn't be enough. I'd definitely have to give more. That's just me thinking. And I've talked to colleagues. We've had discussions about this, and a lot of people feel the way I do, and a lot of people say, hey, well, they didn't have to give their money. That's their own money. I understand that. I understand that. All I'm saying, could have been a little bit more. Call it what you want. I just think that, just my professional opinion. No disrespect to anybody that gave or is giving. I just think those that have those type of means can give more. Thank you very much. Excuse me. Bill Cosby is probably the biggest philanthropist that I know of. I know of no one of African American that has given more to historically black colleges and universities than Bill Cosby. And I have yet one time to hear how much money he wants back for that. I've never heard him say anything like that. Bill Gates has dedicated his life to giving away money. He makes so much money that he knows, I mean, I just got to give it away. So he has a foundation available where you submit you submit your grant or what have you, and there's a possibility that you could get a grant for whatever you're doing. That's what he does. He dedicated his life to that. Philanthropy is what's going to get this country over the hump. Those people that have the means are going to have to step forward even more. The government's not going to do it. And based on what I hear conservatives say, they don't want the government involved anyway. As less government regulation as possible. Well, if you don't have any government regulation or very little government regulation, somebody that has to step in there. So if the government is not providing the funds and necessary to do things, then you have to have those people that have the means. You have those people that have the means. So when you have people that are giving, one thing, and let me say this is from a personal perspective. African Americans, we've got African Americans in this country that have the means to do a lot of things, but we don't. And I'm not talking about the individual neighborhood stuff. Every now and then, you're buying the jerseys for the neighborhood team, or you put up a basketball court in the neighborhood. Hey, all of you are going to do that. We all do that. We've all done something to that effect, myself included. We've donated this and we've bought that for the youngsters. We've done that. We know that. But for those people that have major means, that are in excess of wealth, in excess of 10, 15, $20 million or more, that can really, 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 really make an impact. I'm speaking to African Americans right now, respectfully of those other ethnic groups. I'm talking to my people right now, African Americans. Those of you out there that have the means to make things happen in our neighborhood bigger and better than ever before, I challenge you to do that. I challenge you, African American entertainers, athletes, actors, whomever that has the wealth, create something that's going to be there forever, man. Put something in our neighborhoods that we can be proud of, that we know is serving a true service. All due respect to your rim shops and your beauty shops and your wing spots and all of that. All respect to that. I'm saying we need more. Build a chain of grocery stores that provides quality products. High quality products, standard quality products, name brand products that we all know and love. A store that is competitive to the other stores in that industry. Build a supermarket that's competitive with Kroger's, Albertsons, and any other particular grocery store chain in the country. You can do it if you've got the funds. You can find the quality products. You can get deals on distribution and getting the right prices for your products in your grocery store. You can set your grocery store up so that it takes care of itself. And you're not building it and putting it in our communities for the purpose of making a profit from it. You're putting it there because we need it there. That's what philanthropy is all about. So you brothers and sisters out there that have the means and the monies to do all of these other extravagant damn things, going to Dubai and blowing $50,000 on this and $100,000 on that, and the money phone and all of that shit, excuse my expression. Do something real with your money. And I'm going to turn it up a minute. Do something real with your money. I don't want to see your damn money phone. I'm not impressed with your money phone. I can do a money phone. Why? What is it going to do for my children showing you a money phone? Is that the accolades that you all want? No. Why don't you be known for something better than that? Why don't you take that damn money phone? Go into your neighborhood and build a grocery store, man. Stop putting up wing spots and rim shops and all of this other normal crap that does not have a true return of value. Because when nobody has any money, they're not going to the damn salon. When nobody has any money, they're not going to buy rims. If they don't even have a damn car, if they're catching a bus. Everybody eats, though. Everybody has to go to a grocery store sooner or later. More sooner than later and more often than not. Put a grocery store there. Build a school. Talk with educators, black educators and educators of all walks of life. But get our black educators at the top level of our education. Get them involved and try to put together a curriculum that teaches our children things that they need to know to live in this new technological world that we're living in. Build a school. Build a chain of schools. Do something real, man. Stop buying all the damn jewelry. Stop buying all the cars. That may be why we're not doing as good as we should, because we're investing our money on crap instead of taking our monies that we so-called ourselves giving. They showed Mayweather with a group of girls just making it rain. He's got 15 or 20 girls, and I may be honest, but they look tired as hell. They leaning all on the damn wall, just shaking and leaning on the wall. Just, he's just throwing money up in the air, I'm going to be honest with you, Floyd. I'd rather see you put your hands on one of them, Floyd. You just throwing money. I mean, what are you getting for your money, Floyd? But maybe if you'd put your hands on one of them, then they probably would have been able to sue you for, say, you touched them a little too, even in the midst of you making it rain, you grabbed them a little too rough. We know how your situation is with women and so forth, your background. And you want to make it rain. Floyd, I challenge you. Build a chain of grocery stores, man. Nationwide. Set it up. Remember, you still haven't cashed a $100 million check from the Pacquiao fight. Let you tell it. Take some of that $100 million, Floyd, and build a grocery store chain, brother. Build something that our people can look at and say, Floyd Money Mayweather did that. Floyd Money Mayweather is responsible for making this. This is Mayweather's grocery. And take it nationwide, Floyd. Sell quality products, quality produce, fresh eggs, fresh everything. Above standard stores, beautiful floors, beautiful uniforms for the employees, and have a management staff that's impeccable that can run the whole damn thing. Pay top-notch dollar to have the best people running your grocery stores, Floyd. Any of you other actors and entertainers out there, and stop doing all of the signature stuff. Well, we're opening a restaurant. Congratulations to you. How many more of those do we need? Look in the neighborhood and see what we need. We need food. If you want to do something, take your $10 million and get with another brother or sister that has $10 million, make it $20 million, and go into these different areas of the country where black people have very few small places to live, or people of color, or people, period. Build some subdivisions, man, with quality housing, above standard housing, beautiful neighborhoods, beautiful landscaping. Make it a gated community. I don't give a damn. Just do something that the people can look at and say, they did that and it's still growing. Because all due respect to you, your wing spots and your rim shops and your beauty shops are not going to be here that long. They're just not. Time has proven that. You'll have your moments where your stuff grows and it's, it's the talk of the town. But hey, it's not going to last. Build something that we need, man. We need schools with quality teachers. No disrespect to the teachers that are teaching now. They just need another curriculum to teach our children. They're making our children into a whole group of laborers. And that's just not black kids. Any children that are going through the public school system. A bunch of laborers. Warehouse workers, in particular here, unfortunately, in this city. Just laborers, warehouse workers. They don't need to learn how to write in cursive. They don't need to do it. They don't need to think. They don't need to know how to think. Just get them in there and get them out. Get them in there and get them out. Get them in there and get them out. Let's create all these programs to make it look like we're really concerned when at the end of the day, we don't give a damn. We're just about the numbers. That's the game that's being played. So for you people out there that are having the funds and means to give and make things happen, let's do something that matters, man. Schools, grocery stores, grocery chains, produce. Open your own produce, line of produce. I don't give a damn, man. Do something that we need. We don't need the superficial stuff. Beauty culture. We've got plenty of beauty culture. We've got plenty of that stuff. We've got plenty of restaurants. All due respect to those that are just opening up theirs or planning on opening one. But let me tell you, it's being a person that has worked in a restaurant and has owned one. It has its ebbs and flows, highs and lows. And it's a hell of a grind in the restaurant business. It's a hell of a grind in the restaurant business. If you're not McDonald's, Burger King, it's a Chick-fil-A, it's a hell of a grind in the restaurant business. How do I know this? How can you know this? Look around your surrounding areas and think about the restaurants that were here that are not there anymore, or restaurants that you know of that were big time restaurants. Even some of your major market restaurants have moved on and shut down. The restaurant industry is a finicky business. But grocery stores are open all the time. They will sell food all day, every day, all day, every day, because people have to eat. And everybody's not going to restaurants. Everybody goes to the grocery store. Everybody doesn't go to restaurants. Everybody has to go to school. Put together curriculums that our children need. Do some real philanthropy outside of the crisis. I salute you for bringing your money to the table in times of crisis. But when the crisis is over, there's another project out there for you to get involved in. How about donating $25,000 a month to keep something going and not expecting anything back from it? Am I crazy in thinking that? For you to donate money to a cause and not expect a return on that money other than the results of your investment? Meaning you see things working, you see people being helped. That's all you're getting back. Can you entertainers, actors, and athletes deal with that type of return? Not on the small scale. We know about the neighborhood training camps and, you're going to let 400 kids come to your training camp and give them all shoes. We understand. But I challenge you to do something that really, really, really matters. Build something that's going to stay there. Brick and mortar. Build something. Put your name on something that's going to be there long after you're gone. Your wing spot won't. Your beauty shop won't. Sorry. It's just the way things are. These are things that are not necessities. It's not a necessity to get a haircut at a salon or a barbershop, because some people will cut their hair at home. I'm saying this, and I have a brother that owns 5 barbershops and beauty shops. I'm not speaking against him. All I'm saying is that for those that have the means to make real impact, Build something that matters. Build something that people need. People need food. People need better education, quality education. We need it. We need to have the access to information. These are the things that need to be brought to the table. African Americans in our neighborhood in particular, and as well nationwide. We're all Americans, just different shades. And when we get caught up into the shades, that's when we get screwed. Everybody loves to profess to God about how good they are, how much of a Christian they are, or whatever particular religion. But at the end of the day, you are judged by how you treat the person next to you. So if you're not treating the person next to you too well, how do you think that deity that you worship feels about you? If you're treating the least of yourself, or the least of our community as such, well, how do you think you're going to be treated? See, a lot of us, if we were judged immediately on how we treated others, we wouldn't make it no damn way. We'd be in the basement of hell if there's such a place. So we need to keep it simple. Let's treat our people with dignity and respect. And those people that have the financial means to make an impact, man, outside of the crisis. The crisis, unfortunately, is what it is, but it will take care of itself, meaning that the process will take place and the recovery will happen in time. We already know that. That's the way that the United States gets down. It happens, and over a period of time, it begins to dwindle away, and we begin to see remnants. But we'll always remember. That's the way we do things in America. We rebound. That's our strength. You knock us down, we get right back up. And we handle that. That's what we do. I'm saying those of you that have the biggest abilities to make the major knockout punches, do something outside of the norm. It was normal for those to come forward and say they're donating this and that. I mean, I expected to see that any day now in the country that we live in. Hell, if you're asking people to give 30 cents a day for a damn dog, or 80 cents a day for a family of 5 across the water that's going to feed them for a month, I don't know how the hell you can do that for 80 cents a day. But still, if you're asking for that, I know damn well coming out of the woodwork, you're going to have people coming out of the wood. And then it's a political thing too. People want to be known as those type of people. Well, I donated so and so and so and so. I challenge you to blah, blah, blah. No disrespect to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart put a little pressure out there. The guys responded. That was going to happen anyway. If he was the catalyst to get that started, fine. I'm saying this. Go further than that. Since you did this, go back to Philly or anywhere that you came from, anybody else, and acknowledge that there is an issue and fill that hole with the dirt. You need a grocery store in this neighborhood, put it there. You need schools to be revamped, redone, do it. Talk to our black educators and our educators and say, what type of curriculum can we put together that's going to be solid so that our children can understand and learn and grow in this technological age that they're growing up in? What can we do? What type of curriculum can be put together? Where are the teachers that are needed and research and do these things, man, and do something powerful. That's what we need. That's what we need. And if we don't do it that way, then what else can we expect other than the status quo of what we've been getting? Mediocrity. In our schools, in our neighborhoods, on our jobs. These jobs today, nobody's paying any type of worthy wage. I mean, you got people at McDonald's fighting for $15 an hour. Well, I'm sorry, people, respectfully, I just don't see you getting that. They're not going to pay you $15 to flip a hamburger. You can forget that. As you've seen in a lot of markets, they've put the machines there and knocked you out of the box. You can order your damn Big Mac hitting a button. They're not going to pay you that. It's just not going to happen. So from that perspective, you got to do something. You got to do something else. Those that have the means to put that something else in place, put that something else there so people have other avenues Build grocery stores, build schools, housing, build subdivisions of housing and make it affordable. Have the stipulations of getting that houses within the range of reality. Quality, affordable housing, nice size housing, not these shotgun houses that these new contractors and stuff are building, 1,800 square feet with all of these nice little curves in it. But at the end of the day, it's a damn shotgun house and they want $1,800 a month for it. No, get out there, build quality housing, build quality subdivisions with nice houses, 3,000 square foot houses with nice furnishings in it, a nice neighborhood, a nice lot, a nice, warm, pleasant neighborhood. If you need to gate the community, fine. If you need to put it in place where you have a security team that circles around in the little cars with the yellow lights, fine. Do what you have to do. If you got the money, make it happen and set it up to where it takes care of itself. The monies that goes toward provide the financing. You can provide the financing. You don't have to let Wells Fargo do it or any of these other major companies. Provide the financing yourself. Set it up where you put people in place that can run that. Take that money and flip it back and forth in your neighborhood and rebuild and build and build and build. It can be done. All you have to do is do it. I don't want to hear that shit about, well, it takes time. Well, we know that. But that's the first thing people want to tell you when they really don't want to do something. Well, it takes time. Well, tell me something I don't know. I'm just one of those type of people that I just try to look at it logically. We have to step our game up in helping each other. That is the only way the human race, before you even break it down to the individual shades of people, we as human beings are going to have to step it up with the helping game of each other. And not just in a crisis, but we need to step our game up on helping each other progress. Of course, you got some people that are not real open-minded to receiving help due to pride, and we understand all of that. But you still have to move beyond that. I like to say, in closing, that I've always felt that if I was blessed with the opportunity to acquire the type of wealth that a lot of our brothers and sisters have acquired, that I would be willing, more than willing, to do what I'm speaking about now, to provide the opportunities that I'm talking about now. There's no doubt in my mind that I would do that. Because even on the small scale that I'm on, when there's an opportunity for me to provide something for people to benefit from, I do that. I'm one of those that when the lesson is learned by me, I'm more than willing to share that lesson with anyone else to keep them from going through what I went through. I think we all need to be that way. Are we all going to be that way? No, we're not. But we need to get into the mindset of helping each other more. Stop focusing so much on telling people that you're a Christian or that you are of Islamic faith or whatever faith. Stop telling people and just show them by your actions. Treat people better. Do better by each other. And let me say this to you, and this goes out to the city of Memphis. I think we're one of the best cities in the country when it comes down to our people and the love for each other in our city. And sometimes it takes negative things to come bring that type of feeling to light. I created M-Town Tonight with my queen from a mindset of coming to the table and bringing the experiences that I have that people have shared with me in the hopes that this information can help you. You being everybody out there that's in that's listening and watching. I don't sit here as if I'm better than you or anybody else. I sit here as you. I am you. I'm a father. I'm a businessman. I work hard every day to take care of my family. I'm a loving man to my queen. I don't play games with people. I do right by people as best I can. I don't always get along with my family and friends. Sometimes there are spats. That's part of being a human being. And I'm not perfect, but my pursuit of perfection is. My pursuit of perfection is perfect. And every day that I get up on this planet, I'm thankful and I push harder than the next day because I want to make sure that I have even gotten farther than I did yesterday. I've learned something more today than yesterday. I've been able to help one more person today than yesterday. Everything is all about doing better for me every day. And that drives me. And I wish I could put that in a cup and give it to my children so that they could drink it. Unfortunately, I can't do that. So I have to show them by example. And that's what I try my best to do. That's what we all should be trying to do. And if we all had a perfect pursuit of perfection in trying to be the best you that you can be, the most productive you that you can be, the world changes on its own with very little or no effort from us directly, just changing who you are. What what a great world, what a great city, what a great neighborhood that would be when you've got those type of people that are pushing for perfection through their pursuit every day of trying to be better and do better. That's what we as human beings should be striving for every day, not just in a crisis. And for those people that have the means to be philanthropists and give the way that people give, I say to you, I salute you for your contribution to that. I've been a fair share of giving contributions to different things in the past and in the recent past here. Houston, I've visited your city. I've shopped in your malls, and I say it's a beautiful city. And I guarantee you, I can know for a fact that the beautiful people of Houston will rebound and they will come back and recover. They will recover. The people that have given monies to helping that city get back on point, we at M-Town Tonight say to you, we salute you. Those philanthropists that are out there that have given those monies after the crisis, let's go to the table. Let's see what we can do to do something in our neighborhoods to help out. What can we do? I'll tell you, we need schools with a certain curriculum to teach our children about this new technology and to keep them in the loop of the new technology. We need grocery stores, quality grocery stores that we can depend on to have quality, high quality food, prices, affordability, cleanliness. We need housing. We don't need public housing. We need housing. And we need the ability to be able to afford this housing. Build subdivisions with beautiful homes, quality pricing, not about being competitive. It's about making it affordable to those that live there. Set the standards to getting these houses to within reach. I'm not saying let anybody live for free. All I'm saying is make houses affordable. There's no way in the world that a house note should be $1,900. It's just ridiculous. Unless you're dealing with a 20,000, 10,000, 15,000 square foot house, your house note should not be that much. For these companies that are out here that are charging $1,200, $1,700, $1,800 for 2,000 square foot, 1,700, 1,800 square foot, 1,500 square foot housing. That's price gouging. We need to run them out of business because they're taking advantage of a situation and justifying it by saying they're dealing with people with subpar credit. That's bullshit. You're just price gouging. And you philanthropists that are out there that have the means to shut these type of businesses down, do it. And don't expect anything from it other than the beauty of somebody being happy, making a family happy. That's your payback. That's your reward. You have acquired the means to be able to give back to the degree to where you're not expecting anything from it, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's a part of the responsibility of being who you are with means. I hope and pray and are diligently working toward being able to give on that level. I give on this level all the time. I donate on this level all the time to different areas, different factions. Not everybody, and not every organization, but those ones that I see fit, that I think are going to do the best good for what I give them, with what I give them, with what me, my family, and company gives them. And that's something that doesn't have to be publicized in regards to who. Trust me, it's being done. I just say to those people that are on a major scale, do something better. Do something bigger. You're there for the crisis. We know it. Texas is going to get theirs. The state of Texas will get theirs. No question about it. Let's move beyond that. All of you black entertainers, actresses, actors, athletes, you know what's going on in the damn hood. You know what the hood needs. And we don't need that bullshit. Excuse my expression again. We don't need any more rim shops, beauty shops, barber shops, restaurants. We've got our fair share at this time. Not saying we can't open more later down the road, but right now we've got a crisis. We need housing. We need quality grocery stores that we can depend on to have quality food. We need it. And we need schools that are going to teach our children how to be bigger and better than just being a laborer. We need some thinkers, and we need some curriculums that are designed to make our children think. Not just a whole bunch of standardized damn tests that tell us, well, he's better than 25% of the blah, 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 all of that. You know what I'm talking about. Those parents that are out there viewing me, you know when they send these test scores home, well, little Johnny did better than 3% of the national percentile rankings, blah, blah, blah. You still didn't teach him how to spell. That's your job. It's my job to make sure that he remembers it as a parent. You're supposed to teach him. I'm supposed to reiterate it. Well, I can't reiterate what you hadn't taught. And if I got to teach it to him, then there's a problem, especially when he's going or she's going to school. So in closing again, the philanthropists that are out there that are giving money, I say to you, let's have some bigger plans and goals about what we need in our communities. African American community in particular, we are in a state of crisis. And for those African Americans, athletes and actors and entertainers, and those that have means, come to the hood, build something that we need. We don't need any more of the rim shops, barber shops. We stay pretty whipped up. We stay pretty much G'd up on the 20s. We've got that under control. We need some schools. We need some grocery stores. And we definitely need some damn housing. As always, I come to you Thursday Night Live. Not better than you. I am you. I'm just a guy that's been through some things and has some experiences. And hopefully my experiences and things that I've been through that I share with you, and those colleagues that share things with me, to share things with you, hopefully they can be beneficial to you. As I said in a previous broadcast, we're working on some stuff right now on the web to get some classes going so that we can talk about how to deal with creditors and how to deal with our finances. Our children need to know these things. We're coming up in a world where it's going to be very important for our children to know how to manage a household, how to run a household, how to run their finances. It's important. Not just African Americans, but all Americans. Because at the end of the day, no matter whether we like it or not, we are all Americans in the same damn boat. And it would be to our best interest to help each other row as we roll on down. I'm Mr. Darnell, your host, your man about town, saying to you, let's do better so that we can be better. Let's do more so that we can be more. Until next Tuesday night, I say to you, good night.